Today we're talking about 5 rest and recovery mistakes in MMA. Stay tuned. If you want to master MMA fundamentals, check out my instructional called MMA Essential Lessons. In it you can learn about clinch takedowns, boxing, grappling, Muay Thai, ground and pound, Thai and puppet master clinch, escapes from inferior positions, and shooting takedowns. Check out the link in the description below. Hi, my name is Mark Leichner from MMAcoach.net, where we teach coaches, fighters and enthusiasts how to train smart and not just hard. And in today's video we're talking about 5 mistakes that people make when it comes to rest and recovery in MMA. And what prompted me to do this video is that it's the 1st of May, holidays, International Workers' Day, and everybody's celebrating here in Serbia, resting, and I'm here with my family and friends in the Serbian countryside, in the beautiful Vila Davidović in Međelos village. Well, it doesn't matter where I am, it's nature and it's beautiful. Kids are playing, we're enjoying the glorious food, drinks and everything. So I thought about doing this video here. But first, join me in enjoying this beautiful Serbian countryside. Mistake number 1 is definitely overtraining. Now, most of the fighters overtrain at some point. I used to overtrain when I trained judo, but I learned some lessons and then I did not make them when I started training MMA. But when I trained judo, I overtrained like a maniac. Sometimes in the mornings, I used to do a very hard strength and conditioning session consisting of very hard weightlifting and very hard interval training, meaning running. And in the evenings I sparred, which is not what you're supposed to do. When you have a hard sparring coming up, you don't want to be doing hard strength and conditioning. I used to do that. There are many more overtraining mistakes, like training many more times a day than you can recover from. And this is something that fighters do, thinking that the more training, the better. That's not the case. Rest is even more important than training. It is not so difficult to train hard. What is difficult is knowing when to stop training, knowing when to allow your body to rest, and knowing when to hit your body again with hard training. As a general rule, you should be doing no more than 1 to 2 very hard trainings per week. There are, of course, exceptions, and people are different. Some people can tolerate more training, some people can tolerate less training, but as a general rule, no more than 1 to 2 very hard trainings per week. And mistake number 2 is steroid use. I made a video about steroid use and you can watch it over here. And basically I'm very much against it, but I could understand people who take it in the top tier level of competition. I could understand it somehow, because maybe they cannot improve anymore, which I doubt, but maybe they think so. But when young fighters in the local circuit take steroids so they can be, the local hero and, get the girls to have a very good Facebook cover photo of them being very muscular and stuff, that's very stupid and short-sighted in my opinion. Now, steroids are not just for strength. They are mainly for recovery. They can allow you to train harder, to train more times per day, and recover faster, as I said. But if you take a lot of them, if you don't know how to take them, you can get yourself into serious medical conditions later. Now, some people say that if you take them properly with the doctor's, prescriptions and everything, you're going to do fine. I don't know, I'm not so sure, but what I do know is that a lot of people take steroids from their bros from the gym. Those guys from the gym, maybe their conditioning coaches are the ones that that give them advice. It's stupid. I think it's very short-sighted, and it's a lazy way to get results in MMA. Not only the lazy way, but you will also have some medical issues later. What you need to be doing is mastering your training methodology, how you train, how you eat, how you sleep, everything that's connected to training, and that will give you results. Don't take shortcuts.
Number 3 is poor diet. Many fighters think that they can get by without a healthy diet if they're young, if they're strong, and if they train enough. Some people can and some people do, but if you want to have maximum performance, then you need to have a healthy diet. This is not a diet video, and I might do a separate one on that subject, but just follow the basic guidelines, and for most people it will do the job. Don't eat processed foods. Don't overeat before training, because you will get bloated and will be unable to train properly. You will not be able to perform in training the way you should. Don't drink too much alcohol or at all. When I competed, I watched what I ate a lot more than I do now that I'm retired from professional fighting. But I still watch out somewhat. Every once in a while I cheat on my diet, and when I used to compete I had a cheating day. And on normal days I ate very clean. And this is a lesson that we could all learn from bodybuilders. I personally don't like that sport, but that is a different subject altogether. But we can all learn from them to be more disciplined, because they are the most disciplined athletes of any sport when it comes to dieting. Their sport is so dependent on what they eat, and many of them claim that bodybuilding is 80% nutrition. Whether that number is true or not is irrelevant. They eat clean every 2 or 3 hours and count calories. Martial artists generally don't do that and think they can get by just with hard training. As I said before, many of them do, but it is much better to watch what you eat so you can perform at your best. And mistake number 4 are poor sleeping habits.
So when it comes to poor sleeping habits, most people think that, again, they're young, they think they can get away with less sleep than they actually need to, but it's not like that. Sleep is very, very important. If you sleep enough, you will have better reaction time. You will have more testosterone, which means you will be stronger and faster, and also less likely to get injured. You will have better accuracy. You will make fewer mental errors. You will have more motivation and focus. You will have better memory, and you will have a lot better emotional stability. Yes, lack of sleep can take all of that away, and it will really show in your MMA performance. And not only MMA performance, also in your everyday life. And the last one is stretching. Now, after every training, you should be stretching your muscles. After training, your muscles get very tired, very sore, and you should be stretching them out and helping them recover in that way. You don't have to stretch for a long time. I used to stretch for a very long time, for like an hour after Saturday's training. On Saturdays we had very hard sparring, and then I stayed for 1 hour to stretch, and on normal trainings I stayed for like 15 to 20 minutes or something. You don't have to do that. I probably made a mistake by stretching for an hour and holding the stretching positions for a very long time, but that will be a subject of a separate video on stretching. But for now, it's enough for you to know that you need to be stretching after every training.
Many MMA champions use ground and pound as their go-to strategy. If you want to learn how to do it properly, check out my total ground and pound blueprint instructional. The link is in the description.
So tell me what you think. Are there any other rest and recovery mistakes that MMA fighters make in their training? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, like it and share it, and you can also subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like a more in-depth MMA training, check out my instructionals. My name is Mark Leitner from MMAcoach.net, and I will see you again very soon.